Hey y'all, welcome back to the Mad liberTEA party, where up is down, left is right, and the rules don't matter because, well, nobody gives a fuck anymore. Hope you guys are having a good day. We've got some shit to talk about. Good lord, do we have some shit to talk about? The madness is gonna be more fun because we've got friends, but it's probably not gonna be a lot of fun. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
This is what dying feels like.
Whoa.
What the fuck was that?
Scared me so bad.
I'm sorry I hit the mute button on accident.
Well, this is the dumpster fire has commenced.
The dumpster fire has commenced.
Oh no.
Wild.
I hit the meme button.
Yes, this is what dying feels like. You are right, small child.
Oh,
Are we all just a little dead inside?
I think we all just had a massive acid flashback. We're like, yeah, nope.
Oh shit!
accidental but
Holy
strangely
shit.
appropriate.
Matrix broke. The Matrix broke. Fuck you,
Jesus.
sir. Oh my god.
Where's Satan?
All right.
So have you all heard about Project Bluebeam?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
who
so
wants-
enough
who
avoiding the
wants to
shit.
explain why? Like, okay, hold on. All right. So over the past couple of days, some shit has gotten kind of weird, and I
That's the
reached out
understatement
to,
of 2021.
yeah,
Yeah.
and people are quickly trying to make, like they're making statements, they're talking about what's happening and stuff like that. And I thought that I would reach out across several different tables and see how many people I could get here to like just talk about what their thoughts are and what's going on with the whole Mike Dunn situation. And I'm probably going to be playing devil's advocate, asking a bunch of fucking annoying questions. So
Yeah, you were the only one that wasn't like in the middle of it while all of it was going down. Because I got
Yeah.
I got a phone call at like 9 o'clock, like while I'm in the middle of a podcast, and you know, dude's just like, call me, bro, shit's going down, and then the entire night just spiraled into madness.
No, it's okay. Like when I woke up, there were like thousands of messages and a bunch of people DMing me and all sorts of shit, and I was just like, all right, that's it. I'm not allowed to go to sleep anymore. Like back in the day before we all met each other and everything and stuff like that, we were still running MLtP and the activist group and shit. And there was like this running gag where if I fell asleep, shit was gonna fucking catch on fire. And so like they were like, dude, you can't go to sleep anymore. And I was like, oh shit. I'll have to take one for the team. But like, yeah, no, I went to sleep and things caught on fire, and then I went back to sleep and more things caught on fire. So the past few days have been a little bit wild for me too, I guess, but not as bad as it was for y'all who had to be there in the middle of it.
I wasn't right in the middle of it myself. I was hearing about it pretty damn quickly, but I wasn't like up in the thick of it. But
yeah, Marcus called me first. I was the first dude he told. So like literally this all just spider webbed out of like fucking me. It was awful.
Yeah.
We heard it like eighth hand.
Yeah, but it got to the point where like I knew all the beginning details, but then I started hearing other details like 37th hand, and I was like, "What?" That's kind of like what we'll go into of the biggest problem with all of this is the 100,000 different stories to different people that we're all cycling around. So I don't know if Mike, if you want to introduce all of us, seem we're all like kind of representatives of a different wing of the Boogaloo.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to like
the Boogaloo lordship.
Some decent questions and pose some
Lord Boogaloo
things out there too, since I ended up like trying to counter direct from the mouth of the beast on all sides. So,
you know, everything we just said about nobility, they're all going to just come and hang us now.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, right?
Boogaloo force.
Hold on.
Monarchism for
Slash
the
S. It was
so guilty now.
Oh, Mike, you need to turn your mic up a little bit, buddy. Everybody's a lot louder than you.
Yeah, I'm an anarcho-monarchist.
How about that? Is that better?
Much
better.
My
perfect.
microphone was way the fuck across the street, so I don't know why I did that. Let me just stick it over here so it's better. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, so we have Ben Hawk, and he's from the Hibiscus Society. and we have Mando from Liberty's Vanguard, and we have Magnus with the Unity Coalition, and Tommy, everybody's favorite asshole.
Yeah. I'm officially just calling you the leader of the redacted revolution.
He's just redacted. Well, yeah, that's what I was about to say. I was like, he's just redacted, but he's been on here talking about the redacted stuff too.
Yeah.
So like, all right. Who wants to start? Who wants to actually be the one that gives the play-by-play?
Okay, I guess I can. I mean, I'll start.
You heard it first, so you go first.
Yeah, it starts with Magnus. Yeah.
So like 8 o'clock, like 2 nights ago, I think it was. I've lost track at this point.
Yeah.
Homeboy starts blowing my phone up, like texting me. I'm literally in the middle of a podcast, and he's like, "Call me, bro. Call me, bro. Something's going on." And he calls me and he's like, "Dude, I don't know what's going on with Mike. I think he got rolled. There's a bunch of different weird details going on. Apparently, like the dudes he's with said that he snitched. Like just a bunch of really confusing stuff. The backstory of it is he went up to Maine with some guy and he was like staying with some dude in Maine.
Yeah, the fellow came down and picked him up in Virginia and drove back to Maine.
Yeah. And like I didn't know what was going on with that. I'm like, well, keep me updated. And then he starts sending me Snapchat videos, which have been posted of Mike being like, "Dude, they arrested everybody, but they let me go because I didn't do anything wrong. Don't tell anyone because it's gonna make me look like a snitch." And like, real shady looking kind of videos. And like he put them on Snapchat. He's like, "I'm on the run, bro. I'm on the run." And right around that time where he's sending those snaps, dude in Maine, I'm guessing, I'm not sure who he is, sends Marcus, the guy I'm talking to, screenshots of his phone. And while Mike is sending like video snaps saying that like he's on the run and shit like that, he's texting the other dude, which these screenshots are all in Tommy's thread. He's texting this other dude saying that he's sitting with the FBI, that they are coming to arrest him, and that they've turned themselves in. So like there we have that's 2 stories so far. We'll keep count. At the same time, he's telling somebody else that he got into a armed standoff at a gas station with the police, and that's why they're after him. So that's story number 3. And then some other dude is texting Marcus saying that Mike just took his truck full of guns and drove it to the police department to give the guns to the cops. So story number 4. And like again, like I'm gonna be very, very neutral in this, to where like the whole whether Mike is a snitch or whatever thing, I don't know. All I know is that he's a liar, and that's my main issue. And then like all of that happens and all the drama's going down. He deletes his Twitter. He like says like he's turned himself into the cops and stuff like that. And
well,
then,
I think that deserves some focus too, because he said he gave his phone to a friend.
Yeah. Okay. So that's story number 5. He said he gave his phone over to his friends, but then he's still on the phone. Then somebody he calls somebody from the hotel saying that he's in jail, and it's the jail phone. But then we check the phone number and it's the hotel's phone. So story number 6. Howard
Johnson in Bangor, Maine. And then there's story 6.5 or 7 that you could probably follow this with.
Yeah, and so somebody's like, well, let's just call the hotel and see if he's checked out yet. They call the hotel. They're like, no, he's still here. He hasn't checked out yet. Which that video has been posted well of like the dude calling the hotel. So there.
And it's important. It's important because it says Kenneth Dunn in it, which is Mike's real name.
Yeah. So there's 7 stories.
Important detail.
And then the final story, like we all go to bed and we're like, wow, this is a giant clusterfuck. He wakes up in the morning, he reactivates his Twitter account, he hits up Ford Fisher, which is like, really good journalist friend of us. And he's saying that he got into a fight with this dude because he's a neo-Nazi, and that the dude called the cops on him, and that's why he's going to jail. So that, story number 8. And then he, proceeds to tell Ford later. He proceeds to tell Ford later that he got set up with buying illegal firearms by this dude. So there we got 9 stories in 9 hours of what the hell is actually going on this night. I don't know. He uploaded a picture of a random image of a "Don't Tread on Me" flag and the very top of like
It's a book called Nazi Regalia. It's published in 91. David, who the guy up in Maine, who again, all this information he said he can go public about, has texted me or sent out a picture of this book and the setup that it's around, and it's nowhere near a Gadsden flag or an American flag.
Yeah, so that's super weird. So where the hell did the book come from, Mike? Where did you get that picture? You know, like, I mean,
it looks
weird.
Looks like he was holding up
it's his book, you know.
Okay,
but we all have these books, you know, like we read the history of tyrants that come across us. However, like
even then, like I've looked into that book, all it is like historical photos of like words I'm trying to look for. It's historical photos of like German uniforms and shit like that. It's more of like a magazine than anything else.
Yeah, it's a little pamphlet.
It was like, again, if Homeboy in Maine is a fucking Nazi dude, then we're gonna find out and deal with it. But that doesn't have anything to do with Mike. So the fact that Mike like logs on and he's like, oh, this is actually what happened after telling all these other stories is the weird part. So that's kind of like the timeline.
Another version of this story here too. Trying to make a car bomb for a hospital and that's
not what he told Ford Fisher. I talked to Ford Fisher. That's not the story he told Ford. So now we're up to 10 stories. Like, that's what I mean, dude. Like,
I'm out of fingers.
It's very complicated because there are so many versions of the stories going around,
and they all came from Mike. Like it isn't. He said it's all on video of either Mike's voice or Mike's phone or like literally him on camera saying these different stories. And then I have no reason to believe Ford Fisher, which is an independent journalist, would lie to me of what Mike fucking told him. You know? So,
we know for sure is that there are a bazillion different stories, and most of them were planted by Mike. We also know that we don't have proof for either side's stories, period. Like, except for the part about the money.
Yeah, the money. Yeah. See, this is where the stories like that's. I've laid out everything that I know, and this now more details are like everywhere else. So someone else can pick up.
Yeah.
Fucking...
So as far as money goes, as Mike being paid, I mean that's the story is that he's being paid by the feds with an emphasis on people with criminal records and ex-military, because people with criminal records are easier to pick up. Ex-military, they're nervous that we'll be getting trained. And that lines up with a lot of stuff that's come out of the White House and Department of Homeland Security over the last few weeks. Is they're nervous about extremists with criminal records who are on the fringe and extremists with ties to ex-military because they'll get trained. It's a ProPublica article about it that's out there. It just came out like literally the day before all this broke, which just is fascinating.
It's standard operating procedure for any kind of tyrannical anything is get rid of the people who can teach you to fight, get rid of the people who inspire you to fight.
Yeah, they're not even hiding it. They're out in the news literally being like, we're putting a halt to all military exercises for the next 60 days to ideologically purge the military. So it's like, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's totally not what happens in like coups and fucking like, you know, dictator takeovers and shit. No, you know,
or just sinking into sinking in the dystopian cyberpunk we were promised for our entire lives.
Right. Yeah. We pretty much live in some cyberpunk fucking hellhole at this point.
Yeah, we really do.
Yeah.
Well,
where's my
one of the other things that we need?
Where's my RoboCop?
Is that he has
I want a real hoverboard.
Hey, Mike Bobby saying important shit.
I was saying one of the other things that we somebody brought this up and it's true. Like one of the other things that we know for a fact is that neither of them have like Mike doesn't have an arrest record as far as I can tell. People have tried to look for it in that place. Like there's no record of his arrest and release. And we know that the other guy has not been arrested either. There is a chance that both of them could be bullshitting us one way or another. There's a chance that Mike could have been fucking panicked because, I mean, he's a kid. Like, that's not an insult. He is literally the same age as my friend's kids. I'm not trying to be an asshole. It's true.
Yeah,
and
he's a
shit
baby.
Happened. We don't know what fucking happened, but none of it looks good.
And apparently, according to two separate people now, Mike was pretty fucked up, and he doesn't really get fucked up very often. That's what I know about him. That he was drinking pretty heavily, so that might have something to do with like things being super fucking weird. And like it's a very real possibility that he just went up to dude's house like randomly, like this guy just pays him a bunch of money to go up to his house. This isn't like a statement of fact. I'm saying just possibilities. He goes up there, he gets fucking hammered. He finds out dude's like a fucking neo-Nazi or something. They get into a fight, and then he just has a meltdown. And what his biggest issue and what he always does, and our biggest problem with everything is like nothing is kept like he just goes public immediately with like every single thing he does. So like, dude, like if this dude was like a neo-Nazi, then get in all these chats and be like, dude, this guy's a motherfucking neo-Nazi, and then we can all just like get together and go beat the shit out of him or something, But instead, he's like jumping on fucking Twitter. He's like in all these Snapchat groups and everything. He's like freaking out everywhere. He's contacting the press, and it's like, what are you doing, dude? Like, like if you wanted to expose the guy, all it took was like one Twitter of like, oh, so and so is here. He's a neo-Nazi. Blah blah blah. Why are you on Snapchat like saying that you're getting arrested by the FBI and shit? Like, what the fuck is going on?
And see, the important thing too is that there's no arrest record for Mike anywhere. It's not just here.
Three of those separate stories, he told people that he had been arrested.
I have something to elaborate on this point. I need to check something first.
Okay.
Full name is Kenneth Michael Dunn, correct?
Yeah.
Something like that.
So a few guys on the council, the
thing.
So couple of them have access to like ready like background check software stuff. And so that's the name they were looking up. They were trying to find that name in Virginia, arrest record in Virginia.
South Boston, Virginia.
Yeah.
But
they were trying to find arrest records in Maine. They also tried to find his military background, and none of it can be found.
I also want it to be made clear that I would normally have a problem with people saying the names of people, but like this name is on his PayPal, so like it's not.
Yeah,
it's public knowledge.
Yeah.
He's put it out there.
So just in case people don't know that, because I want just making sure.
We're not doxing him. This is all stuff that came out like way back when he got arrested at like Cohen rally.
But
so sorry to interrupt you, David. I want to get into that. You said that he got arrested at the Spike Cohen rally. It's in Newport News, right, Zach?
Yep.
Yes.
There's no record of it.
Yeah, he said he went to court for it. He said he battled it out in court and he got his gun back and everything like that. Yet there is no arrest record. There is no court record.
And you can go look it up. It's easy to do. Newport News City Circuit or something is what they call it in Virginia. It's all public online, and they have records on there from before I was born. In 92 and 93, it looks like how far their file cards go.
Oh my God! Fuck off.
There's no
92.
Oh yeah, sorry. You are the uncle. You are the big uncle here. I'm sorry.
Uncle Mike Bobby.
No. Mando is older than me.
Oh, way to just shame him like that. He's a strapping young gentleman. Thank you very much.
Mando's a grandpa. He's a grandpa.
I'm just keeping my mouth shut because I'm the same age as Mike.
I'm the baby here then. But no, that's exactly the point.
I'm sorry,
I
didn't mean to fucking derail everything.
No, you're fine. But
just like
my main thing, and like I know a couple dudes that follow me very closely on Twitter. They're probably watching this because I shared it out on Twitter. I want to get everyone else's kind of opinion on this because I'll state my opinion on it. Is a lot of people are asking like why, if there is so much shady things about Mike Dunn before, particularly his involvement with the fucking Capitol and everything that happened on the 6th, like why wasn't he burned earlier? And my particular thing is like a lot of the stuff he did before, we just thought was like stupid. It's not really dangerous, but it's just like, what are you doing? Like that's just dumb. Like it's embarrassing. We don't agree with that. Why are you saying that? Why are you acting that way? But like we're individuals. Like we can't go and tell anybody what they can and can't say or what they can and can't do.
In those instances, it didn't risk the rest of us.
Yeah, to where in this particular instance, like a lot of people are like, oh, you're burning him just because he's being accused of being a Fed. It's like, no, dude, because like he like embarrassed everybody. Like what he's doing. Like this whole situation has been fucking embarrassing. And like he's been caught in a proven lie, and a lot of the actions around him and a lot of the public stuff that has happened in the last couple of days has just been fucked up for like literally everybody. And we know people, we know that all like people way outside the movement are now very aware of like a lot of internal shit inside the movement just because of that, because the leaks that started coming out from that last night have been like posted like publicly by several people. And that includes dudes' phone numbers and people's fucking like screen grabs of like private signal chats and people that have not gone public in the Boog and everything. So it's like, dude, like, this is
a huge security breach.
This is beyond like you and
on the other hand, though, like it's not his fault that they're fucking doing this shit.
No, but it
to be honest, like anybody who's involved in doing this shit, what the fuck is wrong with you? You piece of shit.
They're equally on the chopping block.
You're responsible for your fucking actions.
I said it.
I get away with not getting fucking told they're a piece of shit, you know?
Right? Because I said it very publicly of like everyone that's involved with all this information going out. I'm gonna figure out who you are, and you're gonna get in fucking trouble with everybody. If Homeboy in Maine does turn out to be an actual fucking like Nazi motherfucker, I will find out and you will be in a lot of motherfucking trouble. And if Mike Dunn turns out to be a Fed or turns out to be an innocent, a lot of people involved in this are going to get in a lot of fucking trouble and I'm going to be real mad. And I will find out. I have a lot of time on my hands. I will figure it out.
Yeah.
So that's kind of just
I personally need to know what the fuck happened here. Because
but I also want to know if the dude's a white nationalist, then why the hell is he paying you thousands of dollars, and why are you staying up with him in Maine? Which brings up another fucking question.
I mean, these payments go back to September, so like he would have figured out that he was a white nationalist between September and now.
So even if your story is true, dude, that don't look good on you either, buddy. You know, like that don't look good at all.
No, and that's the general. Like we all have theories. Like everybody knows where I sit on Mike Dunn and have for a while now.
Yeah, you were the original. You were the original dude, just flying the red flag in the background, and then like, your red flag kept getting bigger and bigger until like tonight.
Yeah. So yeah, there's been a lot of I told you so. I want to get into security breach. Like I've made mistakes in it. I've never, released any screenshots. I hope none of the people here have, but that is something that needs to be addressed because it came up right before I got on. There's multiple chats that are burned right now and multiple inner workings that are burned. And it's not just my redacted, whatever, it's pretty much all the chats have been burned at this point.
I have my phone is blowing up from just dudes from across the country, dudes that aren't even in the country that are like, what the fuck do I do, dude? Am I fucked? Am I compromised? Like, what's going to happen? Am I getting arrested? I keep telling them all the same thing. I'm like, dude, I know for a fact none of you are doing anything illegal. So just chill the fuck out.
Yeah,
like just relax. Like
that's the thing.
The vast majority of this movement are just a bunch of fucking stoner dudes who own guns and don't even like commit crimes. So just chill. But the fear and the sentiment has blown throughout the fucking movement.
And that's something else. And this is something that I would really like people to think about. This has emotions high everywhere. Along with a couple other instances that have happened in the last few days. I'm not going to blast those out, but there's infighting in states, in chats and stuff. There's people that have been good with others that have just like lost all respect for each other just because everybody's on an emotional run, an emotional high on this whole week already. And I mean, whatever happened with anybody else in the movement this week, including Mike Dunn, it doesn't change what we're doing right here. It doesn't change what the Vanguard or Hibiscus or HSE is doing. It doesn't change anything else for the rest of us. We get ourselves pulled away from the security risk. And that's what people are thinking. They're like, oh, we're hanging Mike Dunn. We're hanging him out to dry. No, we're not. We are doing what we have to protect our circles because there's an obvious security risk involved here. Nobody knows what exactly it is. We have to do what we have to do to make sure our circles stay safe and secure.
Yeah, it's like no matter what happened, the simple fact of the matter is that all of Mike's circles are compromised. Now, who compromised them? We can figure that out. But it's a reality that, like, if you were involved with Mike, if you were on Mike's phone, or if you were texting him, or you hung around him all the time, shit's happening. So like,
I think that so frankly, to be honest with you, Zach, with a lot of weird shit that's happened in pretty much every single group. I think
been so busy going on every fucking podcast and news show that like I haven't been able to keep up with everything.
So I think that extends to more than people that were in Mike's inner circle. I think basically the boogaloo is kind of burned right now, because those tentacles spread so deep. And I think that there's a reason why the emotions are high, and where we're seeing auxiliary things, fall apart, people doing stupid shit elsewhere. I think that it shows kind of the Great Reset.
Which it kind of
does need that,
right? And it kind of makes sense because we're kind of moving into like this next stage. Like Trump is gone. Like we're setting up an ICE protest in Atlanta.
Yeah, now we're gonna have to deal with Biden.
Right. Yeah, I'm on Jimmy Doran shit. Like I've been made this weird fucking public figure. Mando's getting more fucking attention. I'm tagging the Hibiscus Society page in any fucking post I can. Like, so it is kind of this change between like what it kind of all was under Mike, which is kind of more of this just like edgy fucking like militia shit, to where it's becoming more of like a public movement where we're going to start doing shit. So it's probably kind of good that there's
militia
like
shit though.
No, I will never give that up.
No, we're still doing, but
I'll never give up fucking John from UPG posting videos of him in his underwear with a fucking law launcher and a 40mm grenade launcher fucking dancing down the stairs. Like that'll never die.
That's amazing.
Definitely like under Mike, like if you want to see, like watch his interview with InfoWars and then compare it to my interview with InfoWars.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like the difference that's happening here, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
No,
completely. To go back to like the security side of it, it's like burning Mike Dunn was nothing. It wasn't personal. It was
just
happy about it. We're not happy. We don't want to burn anybody. But I mean, like in my group, I've got guys who are close to Mike, and we burned them as soon as the news came out. We went, all right, remove from chat, burn the chat, and remove, just because. And then we contacted them and said, hey, do you know what's going on? They're like, yeah. Did you burn comms? Did you follow security protocols and all this? And they're like, yeah. And then we let them come back in once we verified everything was secure and on the level. But, that's what you have to do to protect. It's kind of like it's like when when you got gangrene in a toe, you remove the toe to protect the rest of the body. And that's kind of what we had to do here.
Yeah.
And then we get the prosthetic, and now we have 10 toes again.
Yeah, and definitely like, especially when it comes to that, like a lot of this initial information came from like his boys. I think that's the most important thing for people to understand. Like this didn't come from some random Mike Dunn hater. This wasn't I live for the Boogaloo.
It didn't come from me, guys. Guys, Tommy didn't break this. Tommy went public with it first, but Tommy didn't break this. This ain't Tommy. Just say it from the rooftops.
Yeah, this came from like some of his closest fucking dudes that he hung out with all the time. Those are the people that were calling me. It wasn't some random fucking dude. It wasn't from outside of his organization. These were Last Sons of Liberty, which is Mike Dunn's organization, reaching out to me, being like, hey, you run the Unity Coalition. You need to know what the fuck is going on. So that's an important detail for people to understand.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely.
Yeah. Fun. We need Leo to wake up and get in here. I want Leo.
Yeah. I haven't seen Leo.
Oh, Henry fucking wants in here. We'll get fucking Henry in here.
Yeah, throw Henry in.
Now, if something happens and comes out, either against this guy or that makes all of this make perfect sense for some fucking reason, what do you guys think you're gonna do? Is it gonna change anything?
I think like his kind of leadership role, no matter what. I mean, if dudes want to follow him, dude's gonna follow him. But I definitely think his ability to call shots in other states outside of Virginia, no matter what happens, is kind of fucked up, because like the whole like if you don't want to be called a bunch of like revolutionary LARPers, then you don't want to be sending Snapchats of you fucking crying to your buddy saying you're going to be arrested for a crime you didn't commit or something. Like, it's just like the reputation's been damaged, the image has been damaged. It's like, all right, dude, whatever. But like, if it turns out that people fucked him and and he's perfectly clean and whatever, then I have no problem being like, okay, dude. Like, you know, I haven't publicly
Try not to spaz out and be weird like that next
stay
time,
off
please.
Stay off of fucking social media, for the love of God. That is the biggest problem. Stop posting on social media. The biggest issue we had with the January 6th thing was like, oh, okay, there was people in your organization that were in the Capitol. Okay, whatever. I think it's dumb, but they didn't really do anything. They just happened to be there. They walked inside the fucking White House. They walked out. I don't care. I think it was stupid. Yeah. He fucking admitted it on Parler in front of the whole world. That's the problem, you know?
And we know this too. The only shots fired were by
right.
officers.
So we all agreed like that's stupid, but whatever. That's your boys. That's your angle of the movement. I don't have any fucking call on it. Like whatever.
I mean, we're all free men here. We all have freedom of speech. We can say whatever we want.
I can call you stupid for it, but I'm not your boss. I'm not your dad. You know. But then, like, jumping on Parler and being like, the last sons of liberty partook in storming the Capitol. It's like, dude, stop.
Stop it.
Well, to correct that, I saw the screenshot. To correct that, he implied that they made it happen.
Which is even worse.
Yeah.
It's even worse.
And you want to get a visit by the FBI because that's how you get a visit by the FBI.
It's double bad because let's say that he did make it happen.
The bad thing about that,
he didn't even make it happen. It was just like a couple dudes that just like walked into the White House and then walked away. So it's
the bad thing about that
stupid shit.
And Mike Bobby can verify this because I mean he was on this show with me and Dunn. Whenever I talked to Dunn, I asked him about this. He didn't say anything about his guys initiating this shit. He said they got emotional. They got swept up in the heat of the moment. They felt like they were an important moment in history. And like, we could all get that.
Yeah. There was BLM and Antifa people that got fucking arrested that were in the Capitol. They were on video being like, this is fucking crazy, dude. Oh my God. You know,
they were like videotaping to like, be like, these are the people that did it, and they got arrested and roped in with everybody else who did it.
I have no issue with independent individuals like getting swept up in the moment or whatever. I just like that like bragging about it on Parler is bad.
It was the public claim.
Well, yeah, everyone who bragged about it on Parler got dicked.
Yeah.
And to be honest,
now he might be getting dicked for it, and I can't feel bad for him. You know, people are like, "Oh, a boy's getting rolled." Like, let's take the one.
Like,
story.
I'd rather it not happen, but I mean, I don't want you. Don't hang your dick out there if you don't want it to get bit.
When your best friend puts an M80 on his ball sack and blows it up, and it can't have kids anymore, you're like, well,
yeah, it's like I don't feel bad for people.
I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
Oh my God, that's
shoot yourself,
let's not go back to that.
I'm not gonna feel like shit to you because like you're just asking for it.
Those are the land before times. So I guess to answer your question, Mike Bobby, that you proposed, Zach's answered it. My stance is there is no way for him to. I'm a guy who prides himself on redemption and forgiveness, right? Like I know for a fact every single person in this chat or in this podcast has made a mistake at one point, and it's been, but it's rectified. I made an error today.
I don't think anyone besides Mike Bobby has not been blacklisted from the movement at some point in this chat.
Yeah, actually. Pretty much. Yeah.
I don't understand why people fucking like me. I'm just an asshole.
No, you're an adorable asshole.
No, I like you, Mike Bobby. Lady's the one I hate. I hate you, lady.
Oh shit! Now you've gone and done it. Everyone's gonna be. Y'all don't get us banned with your comments about that.
I don't hate lady. I love you. I'm just being an ass. Dave, Amanda knows this one.
Yeah.
So, I guess my stance with Mike Bobby is that there's just with Mike Bobby's question is that as far as Mike Dunn goes, there's just too much that has happened for him to ever really be considered something legitimate. And it's not just Fed shit. It's not just storming the Capitol. It is months of grifting. It is months of accelerationist talk. It is months of egging dudes on to say stupid shit. It is months of
the day before he posted a
sketchy
video.
Shit.
The night before he posted a video of like training to black bag people on Twitter.
Yeah, I was going to say that here. But have we all forgotten that he was supposed to magically go out to Michigan? Have we all forgotten that he announced he was going to go out to Michigan and people were going to meet him? And I remember when this happened, we were like, hey, yeah, dude, we'll come out and meet you there in Lansing, and I'll give you the fair shake. I told him this privately. The next day is when that Michigan shit happened with Gretchen Whitmer. The next day. And yeah, people have forgotten all this shit. And that's when I really pumped up the heat on Mike. Because before then I was still giving him shit. But I was like, look, dude, I'll come out to Lansing and give you a chance. And I was going to go to Michigan for that rally they were going to do. That it was supposed to be like some big meetup of the Boog or something.
Yeah,
and I'm like, fuck it.
It was the Unity rally, which is where I was at, where I met the Antifa people that I work with now. Was that rally? Yeah. We had Maj, Maj Mator fucking fly in from Black Guns Matter to give a fucking speech and shit.
But see, it was a different thing before Mike Dunn, because Mike Dunn was going to come to it, and it wasn't quite Unity at that point. It was a different thing, and then that Gretchen Whitmer shit happened, and so he announces he's going to come the day before. The next day, those 6 dudes get rolled up, and I mean, obviously, that's the biggest story of the Boog, right? Like publicly, that is what we're known for at this point. Publicly, is that, oh yeah, the Boogaloo tried to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer, and we're talking about stranding in a lake to die, and that's some fucked up shit, right?
And thank God,
and Mike Dunn is
even the Convo Couch, which is like run by an anarcho-communist. Thank God, even the FBI has come out and admitted now that we had no fucking involvement in that.
Yeah,
it's even the official FBI thing of this was a setup by the FBI. It was like a handful of dudes within the Wolverine Watchmen. The local Boogaloo had nothing to do with it. So like, you don't believe me, believe the fucking FBI.
Well,
the thing. My point is Mike Dunn's fingerprints are all over that too, and so this goes back more than just 2 days ago or a month ago at the 6th. It goes back more than stupid shit. He said a lot of stupid shit during the election. It goes back more than that. This goes back for months, and it's just thing after thing after thing after thing. We need to take that into account. Right now emotions are high and there's a recency bias, and we'll make blunders in that emotions. I have myself. But if you take a step back and be like, man, dude, this has just gone on too long. His birthday was in September, and by my count, I've been asking people, hey, did you send him money on his birthday, around his birthday? Because he made a big deal. And by my count, we're over $3,000 that's been given to him for his birthday, and that's not including David. So he's over $4,000 because this David fellow up in Maine that he's staying with sent him $1,200 for his birthday. He's posted the screenshots. It's all public. He gave him $1,000 3 days before his birthday, and $200 on his birthday itself, which is the 26th of September. And so that's $4,200, give or take, that this dude has been given just for his birthday alone. And yet here we are with this situation. That is not reconcilable. That is not forgivable. And
people like I had a fucking scuff up with him because he posted on Snapchat or some shit, like in the public group. Again, nobody's being doxxed now because all of this shit is literally accessible to the fucking public stuff we're talking about. You could just Google it.
Yeah, my legal name is right here. It's Mark Brandon Smith. Y'all fucking know my shit. Like
he was posting
out in public
and Twitter asking people to give money to like a GoFundMe or something to give him $1,000 so he could go on a camping trip. And then the next day he posted like, yeah, just drop $500 into Doge. Fuck it.
No, it's not. No, he went on a couple grand of margin, supposedly, is what he posted. He posted that he was a couple grand on margin, which is in debt, basically.
Yeah, which just goes
to buy GME.
It just goes to the point though of like, if you talk to somebody about Mike Dunn, and then you talk to another person and another person and another person, everybody's got a different fucking story, and they all come from him. So it's like, yeah. What is going on, dude? Like, I think the kid has like some fucking pathological disorder of just like making shit up to people.
I think that at some point, though, if there's a core, even pathological liars, they don't just come up with random stories, just have a ton of different stories. There's always a core lie that they're covering up for. And that is what is concerning, because what core lie would he have to be coming up for other than the big one, which is what blew up in the last 2 days? Is he a Fed? Just put it on the bet, just putting it on the table. Like, he's not just coming up with lies I mean, at some point, yeah, maybe he's doing it to look cool and stuff. But at the end of the day, people who do that come up with all sorts of different lies. At the end of the day, they're covering up for one glaring insecurity, weakness, lie, shortfalling.
I mean,
and these lies are so big. These lies are so big that you just wonder. It really makes you question what that core kernel lie is.
I mean, you can go all the way back to like his fucking MeWe DMs with Queenie, which is, the black lady he's in the pictures with all the time. Where all the way back then he was saying that he was like talking to a fucking FBI agent and shit in those DMs with Queenie.
Yep.
Why Queenie stopped talking to him?
Yeah. Yeah, and what made him the person, or not the person, but the picture with the person that made him famous, gained him notoriety. That entire group, that entire faction is completely disavowed him. So what does that say? Yeah,
like the BLM 5, like Jafari and the BLM 757. I haven't talked to any of them. Like, I love those guys; they're all cool. I don't know what they think of everything. Fucking go. They were with more people, and fucking like I don't know what they think about this. But it's just.
I mean, they're on record. They're on record blasting Mike Dunn for saying, well, how the fuck are you able to have Mountain Dew and tendies or Mountain Dew and chocolate milk as a police officer? Because we'd get shot for that. That's what happened out of his Newport days.
That whole situation was fucking weird too, just for the fact that even happened and that there's no arrest record. Like, nobody can pull up that he was arrested or that he went to court, even though it's public record. So the people spurging in the fucking chat, please answer that question for me. Go look it up. Pull it up and show where he went to court or he got arrested. If you can do that,
I'm
not even looking in the chat.
Has that ever happened where the cops are publicly going, "Sorry for taking your gun and sorry for arresting you"? Like, in the history of everywhere. When were they doing a photo op for that shit?
They set up a sound stage. They wired speakers. They put lights.
Yeah, and that wasn't his organization at all. His organization tried doing stuff, and they told him, "No, we'll do it. No, we'll do it." And they set up everything. That was a complete public setup, PR setup done by the authorities.
Yeah, I mean, and we know that because there was the whole video leak of fucking the dudes he showed up with walking up to the police, and the police being like, "Yeah, we got everything set up for you. We're so happy you're here."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But can we before we get far into the rabbit here, can we go back to something real quick?
Yeah.
Mike's initial question that turned this, okay, this happened. We don't know what's going to happen with Mike. We don't know what's real or what's not. What are we going to do forward?
I mean, we do exactly what we're doing now. We just keep...
this is something I wanted to expound on. I want people to know this.
Well, the night this broke, my group Hibiscus decided we released a statement. I released a statement, and it was we're distancing from Mike Dunn. Some of it had to do with all this shit storm that's going on, but a lot of it had to do with just his accelerationist rhetoric. He goes through phases where he's positive and what he's saying is good and like, all right, yeah, we can back what he's saying there. And then it goes into this accelerationist combative shit starting that we want nothing to do with. Like, that's not what we're about. Like, it's not, we don't want any aggression. We want to maintain, peace and civility while we're trying. Yeah, exactly. A defensive posture.
Like the whole thing he did in Virginia of where they didn't allow open carrying and he showed up anyways. Like, that's cool. That's civil disobedience. I have no issue with that. That was actually awesome. Props to him for doing that. But it's just the shit he posts of just like I don't want peace. I'm a warrior. I'm a fight. Like, we ain't here for peace. Blah blah blah. And we're all saying
we were just like, okay, all right, fuck this shit.
Yeah, dude.
We're over it. We're done. We're, no pun intended, we're done. We're just
Zach,
we're backing away.
Can I say something to that protest where he showed up with the guns and whatnot? It was never illegal.
I mean, I thought they banned like open carrying or whatever there. I haven't looked
Nope. You look at, there's a news article that details it. It was not illegal. It was only pertaining to inside of the courtroom. That was not even civil disobedience. They were never even breaking the law. Are you sure
you're not mixing that up with Michigan? Because Michigan was only
Nope.
I mean, NPR and everything fucking story.
I can show you. So I can show you the police. I believe it's the officer that he had the chocolate milk and Mountain Dew with. Specifically said they didn't even do anything illegal because it only applies to inside of the courtroom that they were protesting outside of. So it wasn't even civil disobedience. So it feels very set up. It feels very manufactured for public image.
So all of this shit aside, there's gonna be people who still lean with Dunn, and there's no actual way for anybody to like force somebody to not be hibiscus.
No, freedom of association.
Yeah. So what is gonna happen? Like, are we gonna like split down the middle and just not talk? Like, is everybody gonna just stop talking to each other, or are you guys gonna urge people to?
I mean, like, I feel like this already happened, so it kind of doesn't matter because Mike, way back when I started the Unity Coalition, was all.
Well, I don't think anything's over. It's all.
I just mean like the answer to it. Like when I started the Unity Coalition, he made the big spat on Twitter of like, I won't work with Antifa. They're a bunch of commies. Fuck them. Everything. And I was like, okay, dude, y'all guys can go and do your version of the Boog, and we'll go do our version of the Boog, and everything will be cool. And that's essentially exactly where we're at now. Like all of us have decided that we're not going to fuck with Mike Dunn. If you want to keep fucking with Mike Dunn, you can go with it. But like, if literally anyone asks me if he is represented by this movement at all, I'm gonna tell him no. That's all. You know, it doesn't change anything. I'm not telling anyone what they can and can't do.
No one's getting exiled from the castle and shit like that and excommunicated because they're sticking with Dunn or what?
No, I mean, I mean, they're going to be anyone associates with.
We're all free people. You can associate with who you wish to associate with. Just, you know, I mean, it's just if he's going to continue to come out and make accelerationist statements and keep doing what he's doing, I'm personally, I'm going to come out and be like, that's not us. We're not about that. And keep doing what we're doing and do our positive and do our humanitarian aid and do everything, you know, our food drives and all the stuff we're doing. And we're just going to keep doing it.
This was the thing I wanted to get to. So like, let's say this plays out. Let's say turns out Dunn's arrested, goes to jail, or Dunn gets free and goes and keeps doing his thing, which is probably what he'll do if he's free. Mm-hmm. And he'll still go back to his guys and they'll do their thing. And he'll still, the media eats him up. So everybody's like, okay, what do we do? It's what we have just started doing. It started on J17. And most of us had involvement with this. And we have...
Marcus, why aren't you in this fucking chat, buddy? What the fuck? Why are you in the comments but not actually in the call, boy?
Yeah, you're supposed to be in here.
Motherfucker.
We have those of us
check your messages, dude. I think we sent you the link.
Yeah, we sent you, dude. Literally, I've been trying to get Leo in here from the fucking beginning, homie.
We have those of us here and several more boys that have been willing to put their faces and their voices forward.
Like I'm fucked. Like I will never have privacy ever again. I got people combing through my face, like my private life, claiming that I'm fucking lying about being queer, using my fucking name that I literally have not gone by since I was in fucking 8th grade. Like, yeah, dude, like
Zach, you're virtually a celebrity, buddy.
Dude, everyone introduced I see this is the difference though. Everyone, so you're perfectly aware, this is the difference between me and Mike is when I get introduced on a podcast as like a leader of the Boog, or like you've probably heard of him before, I get fucking physically embarrassed.
Yeah.
To where like fucking like on InfoWars, you know, it's like leader, king of the Boog, leader of the Boog, and he just smiled. Like I'm not saying it's a difference. It's just a difference of like I'm embarrassed to be here and I don't want to be here. This has been fucking forced upon me, and I would love if anyone else in this chat would be able to go on Jimmy Doran shit instead of me. I don't want this to fucking be me. It just happened to be me. Like
I remember like your videos going viral and you're freaking out. You're like, holy fuck.
Yes,
somebody come to
everyone
me.
could preach to it in this fucking chat because they're in the chats with me being like, dude, I'm having a meltdown. I'm so uncomfortable. I don't want to fucking
I thought I was honestly nervous you were just gonna fucking break, dude. Like there was a point there I was legitimately nervous, like, oh god, is Magnus just gonna like lose his fucking shit? Because you were like
chain smoked like 7 fucking cigarettes while physically shaking, and my shithead best friend, I love him to fucking death. He's literally texting me and he's like 600,000, 700,000 views. I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Dude, your message, dude, your texts were chain smoking themselves. Like
I was like, fuck, dude. Like it wasn't cool, and it's still not cool.
No.
But like, I don't know. I have to fucking do something with it now.
No,
Go
you do.
Go in the media outreach fucking chat. You're in it, Marcus. Get the fuck in here.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah,
Fucking Marcus.
You fucking boomer.
and Zach, the way you responded to the attention, that is exactly why we love you so much, man. Really, you didn't seek it out. You didn't ask for it. I'm not even sure that you wanted to give that speech in the first place.
No,
I
was thinking about not fucking doing it, dude.
I can attest for that. Zach posted hours before it that he didn't want to do it. So
Yeah.
I can attest for that. I remember that.
And then when I was up there, and
I wasn't on the ground for it.
Shit, yeah, there's snipers and fucking military helicopters and Humvees. And there's like a million fucking reporters. I'm like,
yeah, I wasn't on the ground for J17, so I can attest for like what pretty much everybody in the movement was saying in their own circles during that, and it's just interesting because as far as you go, Magnus, like you were not saying shit, whereas Mike Dunn would have been like, "Hey guys, about to go give a speech. Follow me. Send me cash apps. Freedom booms."
I didn't even film my own speech. Nobody filmed my speech. I was just in my head.
Well, that's
like,
actually bad. Y'all need to film this shit. What the
no,
fuck is wrong?
you gotta keep in
mean,
mind that like in my head, I thought that like there's going to be a bunch of reporters down there and some cops. I'm gonna fucking.
Yeah, but you can't trust them to do it. You have.
No,
I don't know. I'm
No,
anti live streaming anything from a protest. I'm anti any cameras at a protest.
No, that's my point though. Is I didn't expect anyone would fucking care. I thought I was gonna give this speech. I'm fucking up while I'm giving the speech. My voice is cracking. I'm saying the wrong fucking words. I'm like shaking. I'm like, damn, I fucked it up. Nobody's gonna care. I was literally in like such a bad mood that I didn't even go to the after party. I just fucking drove home.
Yeah.
And then like I wake up in the morning and it's like, dude, your speech has like 200,000 fucking views. And I'm like, where?
Yeah.
What the fuck you mean? Like, who posted it? Who filmed it? And then like I'm just watching it go, oh god. Dude, I'm getting like anxiety thinking about it again.
And I think I feel like we should give a shout. So while we're talking about your speech, I feel like we should give us a shout out to Henry because he had they did an equally good job down there, and he just as likely could have gone viral, and I think he would have done just as great a job as you would. I feel like honestly, I'll be honest with you, Magnus, his speech hit me harder like initially at first. That's the one that fucking rocked my shit.
Yeah, it was a great fucking speech, and honestly,
so I just want to give a shout out to it. It's just happenstance. It's coincidence.
Right, and I think they fucked up because if they would have showed Henry's speech, then they would have showed UPG, and they would have shown that like, oh, hey, here's this like almost majority black militia that call themselves Boogaloo that drove all the way up from Kentucky to be at this fucking event and shit. You know, like it would have been, it would have been awkward for them to start looking into Henry and what Henry does because Henry works with UPG more. I think they put me because it was, 2 white women and 6 white dudes with guns in Lansing, and then they even tried to crop my speech to just like the most accelerationist point of that in it, but it didn't work. Yeah, apparently it didn't work because people are still watching it being like, yup, this is cool.
No, but we've seen them. I mean, every single minority, queer, or person of color, or just anything that would be considered not white Anglo-Saxon of descent. We've literally seen them with that 60 Minutes interview. They took everybody out that had anything to do with not being, Mark Smith.
Right.
says the white guy.
Like you have at that event, you had Leo, who's fucking Guatemalan. You have fucking Maj. You have 5 different black book boys. You have Connor, who's fucking, I think he's Filipino. You have like me like wearing like fucking pride shit and stuff like that. You have, you know, like you know, rainbow don't tread on me flag that wasn't even mine. It was other people brought. You have like there's 2 other Filipino dudes, a couple other Hispanic dudes. Sam was there. She's fucking like Palestinian or something like that. And somehow they managed to not film any of them and just find the whitest dudes in the fucking crowd for that.
Dude,
I would love the same thing up here.
I was telling
or down here.
1/3 of the like 45 people that were there were not white, and like almost half were not white or straight. Like, and they managed to not talk to any of us, but specifically the most whitest, straightest looking dudes they could.
Yep.
Yeah, they did the same thing. I mean, the local media, the local papers, like I gave a speech. Another one of my guys gave a speech. A female member of my group gave a speech, and then a guy from another group gave a speech. And he's mixed. I don't know what nationality he is.
American soup.
American soup.
Yeah.
Local media talked to him. Local media really liked the woman that spoke, but then the national ones all were like let's talk to the big fat white guy.
Yep.
So like they were asking me questions and quoting me on shit, and then they just took they did the same thing. They took just little blurbs of my speech and
you like
posted it up.
To Henry's point, like literally our strongest allies that we have right now are people like Ford Fisher, people like Fiora with Convo Couch, Nico House, like you know, Ford Fisher is more of a libertarian, but all of the indie journalist people that have had me on that are like defending us, like fucking aggressively, like getting into wars with their own.
They're not pushing an agenda. They're just dishing out.
Right, like they're going to war with their own fucking viewers in defense.
Shout out to Free Thought Project as well. Yeah, they've always been. I mean, I was friends with Jason.
To be fair, they're not taking our side. They're just trying to get the truth out.
Yeah, they've just seen the reality of the matter, and they're like, "Hey, you guys are all fucking lying."
Yeah.
And when people call them like, "Oh, you guys are you're fascia adjacent for defending the Boogaloo," they're like, "Well, fuck you, dude." Like literally,
fascia adjacent. What kind of weird sex position is that?
We played like I sent the video to Convo Couch, and they played the video of the first day that we were in Detroit of fucking like you know, Tim Teagan and everything, bringing up a little black girl that got shot and killed years before that nobody was even talking about at the fucking protest, and being like, yeah, this is what, you know, it's like, this is why we're down here, for justice for this girl. And she's like, wow, look at these fascist Boogaloo boys, you know, like.
Oh yeah, I know, but I want to pause for just a second and address the chat for a minute. Like,
it's
hey,
an abortion.
I've been
eyeballing it.
All right, look,
is it that bad?
Yeah. It's an abortion, dude.
Y'all are causing me cancer. Can y'all calm the fuck down? Because,
dude, I'm so looking forward to this. I love abortions and cancer.
I have to read the shit. So because you know, the show, and I'm waiting for somebody to say something pertinent or ask a good question or something like that. But all there is over here is grown ass fucking adults acting like fucking children. And
yeah,
I mean, like, dude,
it's aborted.
I have a squash.
Calm the fuck down. If you hold on. Like,
I would kick them. I would just moderate them out. Like, moderate them out the chat.
No,
let them speak. Let them speak.
The truth is,
let
Thomas
peace.
and David, y'all need to calm the fuck down. I'm gonna get to the fucking bottom of this shit.
Yeah, we got
find out what fucking happened. So
yeah, we got normies like here to figure out about the Boog, and you guys are like screaming at each other about some.
Yeah, like we're over here. Okay, nobody is fucking trying to place blame on anything that there is not obvious truth for. And there has been a lot of speculation and shit like that tonight. And there's been some things with proof. But we're gonna figure out what the fuck happened, and you know,
apes together strong.
If the truth is behind you, you
Mark,
don't fucking have to act like.
What the fuck did you change your name to, dude? I can't find you.
And Thomas, you know, if all of this stuff is true, then it's gonna come out. The truth is gonna come out. And if any of you guys know anything or can help us, we have this little fucking message down here with our email. Hit us up in contact at madlibertyparty.com.
Marcus,
And
I just sent you.
That's a Proton email address. So yeah. Anyways, we're not like going to just like make a bunch of assumptions and leave it at that. But
No,
you
yeah.
guys over in the
I'm
chat
not-
are literally being the example of the thing that nobody here or anywhere wants to fucking happen.
I've made it very clear that I don't know what happened with the situation. That's not what this is about. What it's about is that it's a constant fucking dumpster fire, and I don't want to deal with it anymore. I don't want to be associated with it. I don't want my name tied to it. I don't want to be around it. And you can ask every single person in here. I posted in multiple chats, like, I am not going to make a public statement on this situation until I get approval from literally fucking everybody. I went in every goddamn chat. I hit up every state. I tagged every fucking organization. I was like, yo, Marcus, what up, brother?
Marcus.
There he is.
I'm having some problems hearing you guys, so keep talking. I'm gonna try to fix this shit up.
Okay.
What up, brother?
What's up, guys? I'm having a little trouble hearing you guys, but I'm gonna try to fix it up now.
Hey, you hear me now? Hear me now?
Okay.
Hear me now? Hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you guys better now.
Woo!
You got it. You got it. You're good.
What's up, guys? How's everything?
Oh, it's
good. We just went through the whole story and everything that you fucking hit me up with and shit. And
My bad, bro. I literally, man, I've had like very little sleep, bro, and I have.
I can imagine, bro.
Yeah, bro.
This is totally fucking true, you know? Like, nobody here has to fucking take any of this fucking seriously. Nobody here has to listen to it or do anything because there aren't any fucking leaders like that here. It's not how that fucking works.
Yeah, that's the thing is, like,
if you
even
think
though
that's what people are trying to say, I mean, they can say it all they want, but it's not going to make it happen. Like, we're all a bunch of fucking cats trying to herd other fucking cats with blow dryers and pretty pleases. Like,
let me get one thing cleared out though, man. I know David personally. Okay, David's not no neo-Nazi. It was kind of pathetic that Mike opened up his fucking Twitter and took a picture of a fucking of a regalia that was handed out to David in North Carolina during the Stop the Steal caravan, which I met Dave. He used that shit to call him a neo-Nazi. I call that is wrong. David is the last person that I would call neo-Nazi. I don't read books. I read people. I'm really good at reading people. Now, Mike, every time I talk to Mike will answer me very simple messages. Okay, thank you, all this shit. And I'll tell him, you know, hey, Happy New Year. They know it was a pleasure meeting you. And I always had Mike on the back mind because they would always bring it up. Hey, what about Mike as a Fed? And I was like, he's a good talker. I give him that much. He's a good talker, but for a fucking reason, he's doing all this shit. He's been planning all this shit for a long time. Now he caused a little controversy on Snapchat and all this shit, and he started calling everybody a Fed, and then he was sending messages saying that I was a security threat.
Which is so weird because he brought you into the movement. Like, that's important context. Like, you were only here because he brought you in.
He didn't bring me in. I brought myself in because
that's what I mean though. Like your first introduction to us was through him. So when you talk about everything you're talking about, you're not some Mike Dunn hater. Like, you guys used to be boys.
Well, yeah, no. I'm not no hater. No. As a matter of fact, I like the kid, man. I thought he was a good kid, you know, until I just started adding up shit and shit didn't add up. I'm 34 years old, man. I can't have a 20-year-old kid really struggling around me. So shit just started adding up, and I was like, this is not making any motherfucking sense. You know, you gotta have common sense to know that it's obvious, you know. And this whole time he's been planning this shit. I don't know if you guys had him on Snap, but he's been talking about this shit for a while.
Yeah, he's had that weird thing where he keeps saying that he's going to go dark for like a year, and then he pops back up, and then he says he's going to go dark for a year, and then
does anybody know where the fuck he is right now?
I'm going to go dark, and then I go do something else.
And then his Twitter pops back up, and he's all in public and shit again, and then he goes dark again. It's like,
does anybody know where Mike Dunn is right now?
Nobody does. Nobody does. Nobody has an idea.
Disneyland.
Okay. Does he pop up in any national database that he's been locked up anywhere?
Nope.
So then what the fuck is going on? That's the question, right?
Yeah, it's fucking weird. There's too many unanswered questions that like
there's just too much there's just too much evidence and there's just too much lies.
Well, it's just like
back and talk
like
his way back into this shit.
Yeah,
there's no talking back. There's no talking back. If you're a fucking rat, you're a rat. I don't care if you're family, if you're blood. If you're a fucking rat, you're a fucking rat, and you got to be dealt with.
Yeah, that's the thing is like when Colton got arrested, we literally pulled up his arrest records. When fucking what's his name? Chevy over in Denver got arrested, we pulled up his arrest record. When Mike got arrested publicly on fucking camera in front of the whole world, there's no arrest.
It's not like we're just following one person around and checking. Like everybody tries to find the shit out, you know. Like
when I got arrested, people found the only reason why it took longer for people to find me is because my legal name is actually Brandon Mark Smith, and so it took people a little bit longer to find me.
Yeah.
When I got arrested, my shit was out there.
When Mike Dunn came to my hotel room because David had picked him up because we were there on a Friday on November. I forgot the date. And we were outnumbered, you know, like they were attacking us. So David's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go pick up Mike," and he went to go pick up Mike. So I'm there smoking weed in my hotel room, and Mike, I'm there with my buddy Jason, and he walks in the room, and I automatically say, you know, that's the chocolate milk guy, you know, and man, I lost my train of thought, bro. I'm fucking man.
No, I feel you, dude. We're all tired. We're all fucking confused on this. But exactly like fucking AW said in the chat. Like arguments happen, dramas happen. Like the point is to be able to move on from it. And that's what we're trying to do. Like we've laid out our case of like what the fuck went on with Mike, and we wish him the best. I don't know what happened with him. I'm not fucking declaring him a fed. I'm not declaring him whatever. But me personally, I'm not gonna fuck with him. And we're all just move on.
With him.
And I wish him the fucking best. I wish he has fucking becomes a millionaire. Great, you know. I really wish the kid the best, but I'm just not.
You guys have that snap. He sent me that snap at 10 o'clock, and he told me that David was arrested already, and he told me I'm scared. I don't know what to run. I don't know what to do. And I was like, he's like, I love you, buddy. I love you, brother.
And literally, like while he's sending a snap saying David's arrested, David's fucking posting a video of him.
David had called me already before. David had called me before. David had called me before Mike had sent me a snap. And David told Mike, Marcus knows this shit. So what does Mike think? Mike is like, okay, let me get in contact with Marcus and let me tell him, you know, he thought I was gonna fucking bend down on my fucking knees and bootlick him. I don't bootlick nobody. I'm from fucking Miami. I don't fucking let nobody run circles around me. So when he sent me that shit, I automatically say, oh, hell no.
No, David, you're missing the point, buddy. You don't understand what I'm saying. I'm just saying I don't fucking care anymore. I'm out.
Yeah, I don't care
with him. I don't like.
It's like how we say here in Texas, "Bless your heart."
Yeah, bless your heart, buddy.
I don't give a shit no more, bro. I don't give a shit no more, man.
I don't give a shit.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm just a little tired, but I don't give a shit no more.
This whole podcast is literally because like this point forward, I don't want to talk about Mike ever again. I don't want to fucking memes in the chat. I don't want people making fun of him. I don't want people dogging on him. I don't fucking care anymore. I'm ready.
Well, you're gonna have
never
your
have a
no matter what.
conversation about the motherfucker again.
You're gonna have your trolls no matter what.
I mean,
I 100% agree with you, Magnus. I 100%
Sabby, I don't know who the fuck you are. Who the fuck are you? What do you want tagged in? What do you want?
That's it. I agree with you. I agree with all of y'all.
Yeah, that's I'm ready to move on. I've been ready to move on.
Yeah, this movement is so much more than Mike Dunn and his stupid juvenile pissant bullshit. Like
I don't even fucking care. I don't even
more
like,
than one person. It's
and that's the important thing. That's the important
just cut our
thing
losses
here,
and move on.
That's the important thing here, though, is like we have 4 of the 5 largest movements in like the Boogaloo, like the 4 out of the 5 like organizations, and we probably only represent like 1/100th of the fucking movement because most people are not involved with the organization. I mean, they're not chats. They're doing their own fucking thing. So like even when
there's most majority are silent as hell. Like they're just like doing their thing.
Hey, shout out to the Hibiscus Society, man. Shout out, man. I got hibiscus on.
Thank you. Dig the shorts, man. Dig the shorts.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's the thing is like I'm not, and I'm gonna be very strict in my chats of like I don't want to make fun of the kid. I don't want to see memes about him. It's just over. Let's just all move on. This whole saga, it's over. Because again, we're like literally, we have like major media figures retweeting our protest in Atlanta, Georgia, against the ICE detainment camp.
Fort
That
Fisher
is
just did that tonight. That's
Yeah.
fucking huge.
That is infinitely
that's-
more important to me than
It's
fucking
huge.
Boog drama. Like, I don't give a
Creating
fuck about Boog drama. I'm
yeah,
ready for
yeah,
that.
because like Boog drama, like it doesn't need to be addressed when it comes at us like a brick in the head. Yes, but
dumpster fire or kids in cages? What's more important? Kids in cages are more
Fucking
important.
as much as I
dude.
love the dumpster fire meme, oh my god, I love it. But like, yeah, like I might just post it in the chat, be like F for last time I post this. But
Right.
It just proves everybody right.
other than that,
It just
Yeah, I'm
proves
just
everybody
this
right.
is-
yeah,
That's the whole
we've
thing. We
addressed it.
yeah, this is all this podcast is. Just get it all out there and just move the fuck on. That's it. You know, that's all we're about.
Yeah.
And
I mean, literally,
again, wish the dude the best of fucking luck. I ain't gonna fucking clown on you. I ain't gonna fucking nothing. I'm just me personally.
So,
I'm done.
Can I just say something? Can I say something?
I'm gonna go smoke real quick. Y'all can keep kidding.
Okay, cool,
BRB.
cool.
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna say something now. The fact that me and Marcus are talking to each other just shows that Mike Dunn's a fucknut. Because I hated Marcus because he came in with Mike Dunn. Now me and Marcus are talking and we're chill. So I just want to point that out. Marcus. So Mike called me racist for making fun of Marcus. So that's a sore subject. So now me and Marcus are homies. So yeah, that should say everything.
Like I said, man, I read people fast, and you know, it took me a couple months to actually read Michael and Kenneth, right? That's his name.
Kenneth.
And once he sent me that shit last night, I don't even know, was it last night? I don't even remember, bro. But once
2
he sent me
nights.
that shit, that's it, man. Done with.
Well, I think that Zach
And
said
there's
it,
more.
or
And
Ben.
there's more.
You know,
There's more than one Dunn in this shit. You guys gotta remember, Dunn was fucking pressed on by the fucking feds. All right, this is a kid that is scared of the feds, scared of jail, scared of whatever fucking the time they were giving him because he's not a man. He's a kid. That's where the fuck he is. All right, because if you're a man, you fucking shut the fuck up and do your time. All right, the less you talk, the less you do. That's how it is. And he was used. I think he was used, man. I think he was a tool, and they fucking used him.
See, and that's that brings up here like David here just commenting. He's like, I know people are hurt by this, but so whatever. And you're welcome. I'm sorry. He posted something like, we got to move on, but but we got to watch each other's backs and keep an eye on him. And keep an eye on what's going on around you. You got to maintain OPSEC. You got to maintain, but you got to you just got to be aware of we got to be aware of our physical surroundings, but now we got to be aware of our digital surroundings. And what's going on in the digital, what's being said, and
I hate
be
to
aware
be a
of
dick,
that.
but we should have been more aware of our digital surroundings before. Nobody fucking listens to me.
No, we I mean, let's face it. I'll say it. We got caught with our pants down.
Yeah. Do you guys think it's a reality that we just
pleasure to meet Doggy Punch,
But
Mando? What's up, guys?
on that line of thought with Ben there, I'm never gonna fucking shut out a boy that I don't think that anybody has the right to decide what a boy is or anything like that. And so long as you're not a Fed or a Nazi or something like that, the doors of MLTP are open to anybody. However, at this point, there's been so much fucking confusion and so much random shit that, we have to be careful for the people around us and stuff like that. So, it is what it fucking is.
Yeah. But as long as none of us are doing, nobody here is doing anything illegal. There's nothing. We're all doing constitutionally protected acts.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, so. All right, so the FBI knocks on your door. So what? Okay, what are you doing? The J17. What are your intentions? To have a rally and unity and march and bring up legislative measures and do constitutionally protected acts. Mm-hmm. Oh well, shit. Okay, nothing they can do about it. There's nothing. And then it's like, who cares? Like, okay, that's great. But we're not doing anything illegal. We're not doing anything wrong. We're not doing anything bad. If anything, what we're doing, we're being upstanding citizens protecting people, standing up for people's rights. So we're not, that's nothing to be afraid of.
And the people, hey, man.
And to be fair, the Constitution aren't rules for us. They're a piece of paper that got fucking ignored, but we're supposed to be rules for them.
Yes.
Our pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness does not need to be written down, and that's all anybody here fucking wants. Life, liberty, and happiness, and not to infringe upon that of others.
That's why I keep saying our rights are not negotiable.
A couple minutes ago, Marcus tried to ask me and Donkey something. I wanted to hear what he was asking us.
That was a meeting, you guys, man. Donkey Punch and Mando. I've heard a lot about you guys, man.
Yeah, I've seen you in UE chats. I've been wanting to actually meet you at some point because, like, you have an interesting background story in the movement.
Bro, in the movement, I went to DC for that Stop the Steal caravan, and I went out there representing the Proud Boys. Okay,
Yeah.
I was never initiated into the Proud Boys. This was just 2 months representing the Proud Boys. This was my first time going out of state, going to a different city with the Proud Boys, and it didn't work out. They pretty much threw me to the shit. Like, I was like, okay, fuck you guys then. So I hooked up with Dave. Hooked up with a couple guys, and we made our own group. We put this own, and when David brought Mike along. Now, when Mike came along, Mike was saying, and these are things that I just remember. These are things that pop up. There's agents downstairs in the lobby hotel room. I'm over here smoking, I got my shit in the hotel room, and I'm over here smoking in the hotel room, and I'm like, feds, when you told me feds, what feds? So I don't really have a big background. Told me the philosophy of the idea of the movement. I kind of said, oh shit, well, I grew up not liking law enforcement. I have a problem with authority. In my we don't like cops, you know what I'm saying? It's just we don't like following the laws. We break the laws. I watch felonies every day, and
yeah,
I was like the movement that I feel more comfortable with. The Boogaloo movement I feel more comfortable with it than the Proud Boys. The Proud Boys felt more pressurized to join than the Boogaloo way. So I was like, you know what? Fuck the Proud Boys. I ripped off my patch and I said, you know what, Mike? Yeah, bro. And Mike even asked me, you want me to record you? Can I record you on Twitter and all this shit? I'm like, yeah, go ahead, bro. And he recorded me, and I'm like, yeah, bro, they're fucking disorganized. You got a bunch of leaders saying this, saying that, and I'm with these guys because they stand for what they think is right, not for what is really right. And that's when I said to myself, I stand for the Boogaloo movement. This is the ideology that I've always stood up for.
See, it's like a lot of people have talked about it. It's nice to actually hear it from you yourself.
Huh?
It's nice to hear it from you yourself instead of secondhand. We have.
He was on MLtP. To be fair,
Yeah,
he was on here.
Yeah, I missed that one. I was dealing with other shit yet again. God
you
damn
should
it!
check it out. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I've been meaning to look it up, but well, everybody knows how this entire week's gone. So
Yeah.
If you haven't seen Leo's episode, you should. That fucking
Leo's episode
floored me.
Leo's a fucking warrior, and literally I point to him all the time. Of like fucking people are like, oh, the Boogs are white supremacists and shit. It's like, who's one of the people that runs one of the fucking organizations in the Boogaloo is a fucking Guatemalan dreamer, gay dude, sexual assault victim who fucking came to this country, and now he's putting on Hawaiian shirts and trying to fight for fucking people's liberty in a country he's not even a fucking citizen of. Like, fuck you, dude. Like, like.
I know I look white, but I'm Hispanic. I'm Cuban Colombian. I'm born in Miami, raised in Miami. Father's Colombian, mother's from New York, with Cuban parents. So, you know, I have that Spanish blood in me.
I want to say something real quick because I've been watching the chat. Free association, right? Free voluntary association. Thomas, fuck off and quit threatening Magnus and go suck your own dick, dude.
Nathaniel. So the main thing, like the main line that we draw that we will explicitly call you not a boog is if you are found to be a racist piece of shit. a neo-Nazi, if you are explicitly a supporter of any of the parties, if you are a sexual predator to any degree. There's been people that have been kicked out of the movement because we found that they had, whether it be sexual assault charges, whether they put their hands on women, something like that. That is the line.
They're on some sort of registry.
Yeah, that is the line. Like anyone can call themselves a boog, and we will, be like, cool. We might not personally associate with them, we might not fuck with them, but whatever, we won't have a problem with it unless we are found out that they cross one of those lines, that they're a pedophile, a wife beater, a racist, a fucking Trump simp, a Biden simp. Pick your fucking thing. If we find that out, then we will make sure that if we see you wearing Hawaiian anywhere, you not going to want to have that fucking shirt on. That is the line.
Yeah.
Like a certain individual in Ohio.
Yeah. Or again, if you're explicitly caught fucking working with the FBI, like one motherfucker.
Oh yeah. That's the first one on the list. You're a fair. You're no.
If you're working with the cops, because there was another dude. It wasn't as public, but it was found out.
I don't give a fuck if the FBI is fucking your mama. I don't give a fuck if the FBI is fucking your sister. You don't fucking rat. All right, you do your time. You shut the fuck up.
Because there was a less publicized incident in fucking Colorado where it found out that a dude that was wearing Hawaiian was like giving information to the police about fucking protesters and shit. It wasn't even Boog people. He was telling
I heard about that,
like BLM protesters and shit. That kid had a bad time because that's not acceptable. You don't talk. We
don't dox. We don't rat. We don't snitch. We don't talk to cops.
Yeah, it's the same
thing. Give out
thing.
Any information that they can't figure out on publicly.
Yeah, it's the same exact thing as you'll find in a lot of BLM organizations and stuff like that, where like their line is you don't fuck over the people. You can fuck over the government, you can fuck over the cops, whatever. But if you fuck over the people,
well, isn't that the fight?
You fuck over the people, you're fucked.
Isn't that the fight? Isn't that our fight?
It's people versus them. It's people versus the government, people versus the feds, people versus the cops. If you make your fight people versus people, then go fuck yourself.
That was one of the reasons why I told the Proud Boys to go fuck themselves, because they wanted to be fucking fist fighting punks. And I said, this is not the fight that we're intending to fight. The system is what we got to fight. We got to direct Antifa, we got to direct BLM, and fight as patriots, all as Americans, and fight the system.
Yeah, because how is anyone?
Everyone.
Yeah, how are you?
There's more of us than them.
How are you?
And they know that.
Yeah, how are you? Guaranteeing liberty by beating up some fucking kid with a BLM sign?
You're not. You're just fucking proving that you're a fucking piece of shit.
If you're beating up a BLM kid holding a sign, you're violating that kid's First Amendment right to hold that sign, which means that you are not standing for freedom or liberty.
Right, and that's the other thing. That's the other thing. I know the people that are watching is like, you guys say you work with Antifa and stuff, and I've had right-wing people criticize me. The Antifa people I work with are not the people that are running around starting fights with people or beating up Trump supporters. I won't fuck those people either. I work with are cool. They don't do that shit.
In this movement, we are all
everybody. They're like, oh, we don't fuck with commies. Well, I understand you got a lot of stupid motherfuckers that they're young and dumb and they don't know what the fuck they don't even know what they're standing on, and they're making a lot of people look bad. I understand that, and I have that fight with everybody. It's like, listen, we gotta just direct the smart ones. We gotta direct the fight to the system. We can't keep fighting ourselves because we're gonna be depleted, and when the system wants to come down on us, we're all gonna be fucked because we're gonna be too tired of fighting each other.
Yeah. That's why I tell everybody, it's like, are you calling for a civil war? And I'm like, civil war is the people versus people. Never. I don't 100 kids dressed in black flying the communist flag will never be as scary to me as the fucking federal government.
Well, guys, I want to ask you guys a question. I want to ask you guys a question. Because Trump opened up, and you said about civil war, and I don't want a civil war with the people, because a civil war between the people is going to leave us very depleted with the people, and then we won't be able to fight the system. Trump opened up the office over here in Mar-a-Lago in West Palm Beach, talking about he's going to give orders. Then you have President fucking Biden giving orders. That sounds like we're already two-country divided. Yeah. Doesn't that sound like we're already headed to a civil war?
Yeah, and that's why I'm out here trying to unite the fucking tribes, bro. That's why I got my face
we have to.
Like literally,
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
We're going to survive. We have to unite.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened, so I'm just going to put it out there because I know it'll eventually happen. That minus those flags, you can go on fucking apartments.com and see this exact image of my apartment because this is my entire apartment. You can find out where I fucking live. I've been doxxed. I've had people show up at my fucking house. I've had all this shit. I don't care. I want to unite the fucking tribes. I want people together. Every single one of these people in this call, everyone in the Boogaloo movement has taken kind of like a silent oath to realize that most of us aren't going to live to see the end of what we're trying to accomplish, but we think it's that important. Every single one of us is probably going to go to fucking jail or get fucking, Fred Hampton or ML'd or fucking JFK'd by the FBI.
In Minecraft.
RFK shit.
I mean, But
even if we don't do anything wrong, even if we don't commit any crimes, even if we don't hurt a single soul in our life, we know the government's going to fuck every single one of us.
Yeah, because they did it in the they did it in the '60s with the anti-war hippies and the Black Panthers.
Yeah,
they used drug laws to go against them and associated on the nightly news. They associated the hippie movement with marijuana and the Black Panthers with heroin. So they were able to send in DEA agents to break up their meetings and arrest their leaders since they couldn't go after them for First Amendment for their speech. So they found another way to do it.
Okay, Timothy Barber, you literally know my fucking dad, so shut up. You literally know my fucking dad, dude. So relax.
Hey, Magnus. For anybody that did not see your Alex Jones interview, can you get your tier of like favorable revolution down to violent civil war?
So preferable is like a singing revolution. All the people rise up. They starve the state. They take tax strikes, rent strikes. They stop obeying the law. They stop voting. They just tell the government to fuck off. That's most preferable. That's what I'm trying to get everybody to do.
Yeah, but to be realistic, peaceful revolutions.
There's plenty of governments that have just been brought the fuck down by everybody.
They do happen, but they are rare.
They're rare, and it takes a lot of effort and energy and unity.
So can I say something? Can I say something to that?
I love you, Timmy.
It's not so. Say something on to that first point. I think we often think about it as a full scope, like, well, everything, we're all or nothing, right? And it's almost like trying to secure territories, like trying to play Risk, right? There's areas that are going to be peaceful. It's trying to make as many of those areas peaceful in the saying, tell the government to fuck off, right?
Yeah, and it makes perfect sense.
It's not all going to be good, though.
Right. The whole thing for the guns is we know that even in the most peaceful version of what we're trying to accomplish, the government's going to lash out and they're going to try to fucking kill people.
Mm-hmm.
And
there are going to be areas of this country that get gnarly.
They don't care about sacrificing a couple 100 million of us. They don't give a fuck.
People forget in Philadelphia, they literally dropped bombs from fucking airplanes on the weather. Burned a whole fucking neighborhood down.
Yes.
People are insignificant to the government.
People forget that shit, but
we're
whose fault? I'm sorry, man, producers. But you know whose fault it is? You know whose fault all this shit is? I think it's our fault.
Yeah.
It's the people's fault. We have allowed this shit to happen for years and years and allow politicians to infringe on this and that and this and that. And we're okay. And we're all submissive and okay. And we'll follow the law and okay. And then look at where we're at now. Look at the position that we're at now.
That's like, I'm trying to get on Jimmy Dore again to talk about our protests in Atlanta against ICE, because this is a perfect example of like, even if you're a conservative, even if you think you want to reduce immigration, even if you don't want to abolish ICE, in this particular facility, they're doing forced hysterectomies of women. They're taking away women's rights to have fucking babies. I don't care what your opinion on immigration is. You should be mad. That's bullshit. So yeah, I want fucking conservatives there, because if you're a real conservative, I don't give a fuck. You should think that's bullshit. If you're Antifa, you should think that's bullshit. If you're a libertarian, you should think that's bullshit. Because they're literally taking women's rights away from it to have fucking babies because they tried to immigrate to this country.
Well, in Miami, they took off the wet foot, dry foot policy, which is the immigrants, the aliens that we have, the Cubans or the Haitians, the Dominicans, or whatever that they come from on rafts. If you touch sand, you get to stay. If they catch you on the water, they deport your ass, no matter how close you are to land.
Yeah, so it's just regardless of your feelings on it, you should find the way we're going about it at least. Like even if you disagree on the solutions, You should find the way that we're going about it bullshit. You should be very uncomfortable as an American with how we're going about
It's really scary how we're repeating history.
Yeah.
Like who did hysterectomies and forced medical procedures on people in the early 20th century?
Yeah, and our own country did that to fucking Native Americans. Our own country did that to fucking black people with the Tuskegee, syphilis experiments and
Tuskegee Institute, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you have the government. You have the government plant Melaleuca trees in the Everglades to try to dry it out and try to construct on the Everglades. So
yeah,
our country had a eugenics program that like selectively like sterilize people because like, well, you come from this demographic, so we're gonna sterilize you. Oh, you had a Down syndrome baby, so we're gonna sterilize you. And like that program that we had in the early 30s got applauded by Hitler.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
Publicly,
publicly applauded. Like Hitler wrote a letter to our government, that program, going, "I applaud your research and blah blah blah." It's like holy shit, and that's our government funding that shit.
George H.W. Bush's father.
That we didn't get rid of the Nazis; we fucking hired them.
Yeah.
George H.W. Bush's father funded Hitler while his Americans were dying.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Bush family Prescott Bush made his fortune building the infrastructure for the Holocaust there in Poland.
But before we get on it,
Mando is roboting out on us. Mando, you need to fix
Mando's a potato.
If you want to, you can back out and back in, and I'll just drag you up again.
All right. I just need to reset your shit.
Yeah. Before we get off on too far of a tangent, I just want to make it clear. Well, I know we're all very passionate about these things. I agree. And
there's just so much fucked up shit.
Like everything is fucked up. But
2021, baby.
We're all individuals and stuff, and because I saw some things over in the chat that still gave me cancer. I'm taking one for the team over here. But like we are all individuals and we're individualists and we believe in the individual no matter what. And so when we choose who we are and aren't going to work with, we don't choose groups, we choose individuals. And likewise,
I didn't read that shit.
Like we don't really have a hierarchy, like a normal hierarchy, we are not the voices of the Boog. We are voices in the Boog. We are some voices of, and everybody deserves to be able to anybody who wants to stand up and be a voice for the Boog really can, because no one can fucking stop you.
Like I didn't choose to do this. It literally just happened to me, and anybody could be me. Anybody could do what I did. Like I'm not special in any way.
I don't speak for any other groups or any other Boogs. I just speak for what my group, my guys, what we're doing and what we want to do and where we stand on stuff. It's not as a whole, Like I expected to be doing gardening videos this time of year.
Yeah.
I mean, I could try to plant flowers, although I have a black thumb. Every time I touch a plant, it seems to die.
No, I have 2 feet of snow outside
There's
that.
No such
door.
thing as
I can kill a fake ficus.
We can find something.
But yeah,
but
sorry, and to the other thing, everybody to me, everybody is a federal agent until explicitly proven otherwise. Everyone in this call is a federal agent. That's just how I live my life, dude. That's the libertarian joke.
That's one thing I wanted to clear out too, man. This whole talk with I know I'm bringing back you don't want to talk about Magnus. I'm sorry, but I need to clear this shit out. Mike, okay. We all know this guy is affiliated with somehow, some way. We know he's not an agent, but he's affiliated. Okay. Now we need more people like Dave to exploit motherfuckers that are trying to infiltrate the group. Do you guys think yes?
We do, assuming that the story is
because Dave has literally fucked up his own life and exploiting just to keep everybody else to make sure, hey, watch you guys back. This motherfucker's somebody he's not. So
either way, like that's the important thing is if the thing that every single person in this movement needs to associate, and everyone from outside of the movement that wants to associate with us, is we are under the spotlight of the federal government, and if you choose to associate with literally anyone, you accept that risk. So if you want to keep associating with Mike, accept that risk. If you want to talk to me, accept that risk. If you want to be involved in any of this chat, accept that risk that there's a possibility you are talking to a fucking FBI agent or a snitch or whatever the fuck. Yeah. So that's just the basic of it. And I won't judge you, but I'm going to control my own circle. I'm going to keep the people in my bubble that I want to trust. And if I don't trust you, you're not going to be in my bubble. And if you don't want me in my, right.
I talk to myself.
It's like that Good Burger skit, song where it's like he's a dude, she's a dude. Well, he's a Fed, she's a Fed, we're all Feds. Yeah.
Exactly.
Anybody anytime could fucking flip and say something. But I mean, if everything's on the up and up, you've got nothing to fear.
Yeah, that's the whole thing I've been telling people is like a lot of people are like, OPSEC and don't say anything in Signal and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, I ain't doing nothing wrong. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Fuck them.
And we got to remember. Take it back to the old mafia ways, the old mafia days. They didn't have no smartphones. They didn't have no apps. They didn't have none of this bullshit. You know how they got busted? When all this technology and all these cameras and all this shit came out. And snitches started to be like, okay, well, the feds are coming at me with all this technology shit in all these years. Well, fuck it, I'm going to snitch.
Yeah.
So, to me, if anybody thinks they're safe on any fucking app, they're wrong.
How are we still on your show when you're not here, Mike?
I don't know. That's fucking...
Revolution. We took over the Mad LiberTEA.
The proletariat has taken over the Mad LiberTEA.
The MLtP coup of 2021.
But no, that's just the whole thing. Is like if you want to keep fucking with Dunn, that's fine.
No, I don't fuck with rats. I don't.
No, that's what I mean. That's what I mean, though. That's what I mean.
David.
No, I'm getting to your point though, Marcus. Is like if you still want to associate with him, that's fine. Just accept that other people might not want to associate with you.
And AW makes a good point. Don't incriminate yourself online to anyone. Don't say stupid shit online.
Yeah,
even if you're joking, it'll be taken out of context.
Dude,
and
Spike
don't say it in Minecraft. Just don't say stupid shit.
Yeah, Spike Cohen, the VP of the Libertarian Party, literally posted this fucking morning, being like, "Just so you guys know,
I can't get Magnus."
Oh, you can't. He's like, "Just so you guys know, if anyone tries to tell you to commit violent offensive action, they're either an idiot or an FBI agent." That is the vice president of the Libertarian Party telling you that.
Spike Cohen.
Yeah,
it's true. It's absolutely like if somebody's gonna talk accelerationist rhetoric, I'm gonna tell all my guys to steer away from that shit and not have anything to do with that person talking that shit because they're either stupid or they're trying to goad you into something.
Yeah, same. And that's what happened with David here, and David is old enough and streetwise to recognize and pick it up, and I think that Mike didn't figure it out that he was gonna get caught, and he got caught in the middle of trying to incriminate David, and David caught onto it.
Like I said, I don't think we'll ever. I don't think like again, I'll never call David a liar because I don't know his fucking story. And I don't know if Mike's side of the story particular is a liar. My issue is that Mike has 15 different fucking stories.
Yeah, and it doesn't fucking add up. So when it doesn't add up, it doesn't add up.
So if he had one story and it was different than David's story, then I'd be like, well, it's not any of my business. It's not my people. I don't fucking care. But there's like 32 different fucking stories. So it's like,
I'm just over here going, you do you, boo boo. You do you.
I don't want to mention his name, but I just want to mention David's name because I think David put his whole life, man. David's a successful business owner. Okay, he's not a 20-year-old kid like Mike. He's a grown man, and for him to put his life and his whole business and his fucking his family in jeopardy for all of us, I think he has big cause.
Like I said, my whole thing I advocate,
hand, like, to be
and I don't
fair,
even want to say. I don't even want to say his name. So don't even say his name, please.
no,
to be fair, on the other hand, like, some of us don't know this dude, and you know, it's obvious that some stuff is funky with Mike's story, and until something clarifies it, it's fucking sus. If something can clarify it, then it would be less sus to me.
But
Right.
Mike,
But
do you think? Do
on
you
the
really
well,
think?
hold on,
do you
hold
think
on,
with all
hold
his
on.
stories-
Shush a second. Let me finish. I'm also gonna say that, you know, like I said, I was gonna try and get to the bottom of all of this and figure it out. But I don't take anybody that I don't at least know. Like, if I know somebody, I trust them for what I trust them for. I'm not being a douchebag, and I'm not saying that he's a fucking liar, but I am saying that there's not a lot. There's a little bit of evidence for a couple of things, and assuming that that makes all of it true is a little bit too gung ho for me. Like, I'm gonna have to fucking find out, because as far as I'm concerned, you know, everybody's a Fed too. And there's going to be plenty of other people out there that are like that. So, I mean, the truth comes out, though.
yeah,
And
exactly. We'll figure out what happened.
It could be that, I mean, like, it could be that David is telling the whole truth, and that would just be shitty. But it could be that they're both freaking out. It could be that they're both fucking feds. We don't fucking
Nobody
know.
will know. No, and we'll find out in time.
I'm not holding I'm holding on making any judgment. I'm just distancing.
I'm withholding my judgment until I figure out what the
you know,
fuck is going on. Yeah.
until there's actual fact. Because I mean, I'm not going to do anything based off of hearsay and rhetoric. I'm just basing off my decision, and what I said in my statement just was backing away based off of what he was saying publicly, and what I don't, you know, with things that I don't stand with, that we don't stand for, that I don't stand for, and I want nothing to do with.
Trust, and
so
to be honest,
as far as
like,
David goes, I have no judgment on David at all.
Yeah.
Because I don't know him. I don't know anything about him. All I know is what has been said from him and what has been said from the other person. And it's he said, she said, and I have no opinion on that one way or another, because I don't know the facts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
the thing is, I would love to fucking trust everybody in this fucking room, but the truth is that, like, the people that I came into this with, MLtP and stuff, were like the closest of close to me, and one of them, you know, like, flipped and became a Fed, and the other one turned out to be a fucking tyrant, and I thought I knew them.
I get that. I guess when I say I have an opinion, like, I have an opinion on which way things go, which way I lean. That's obviously different than I'm never going to get out and say I know, you know. I have a hunch. I have a hunch on what happened.
Well, yeah, if anybody ever asks me, do you 100% know this thing?
Yeah,
unless it's actually like a fucking fact of the universe or something.
I think we all have.
I'm going to be like,
yeah.
no.
We all have
our gut to stand on. Is that
we all have our feeling on it, but
yeah,
it's just a gut feeling.
We have our opinion, our gut feeling, but we just can't come out and say we know anything. And so, yeah.
My whole thing from the very beginning, from the very beginning is, like, I don't even give a shit about all this, because all I care about is my 50-mile bubble. Like, everyone in this chat, I know everyone in this chat I know reasonably well. I've talked to you guys for fucking almost a year now, but at the end of the day, I'm probably never going to meet any of you motherfuckers in person. So all that matters to me is my bubble. So whatever happens with Mike, that's outside my bubble. You know, like, that ain't Michigan. Yeah. That ain't what's going on in Lansing and Detroit. So I don't give a fuck.
I don't even want to talk about it.
I like to travel.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I like to travel. Y'all might see me at some point, but, like, and I love you guys to death, but when it comes to going to bat, I'm going to go to bat for Arkansas first. You know, like, and y'all don't even fucking know who those people are.
Because my Florida boys were not associated with that rat.
Yeah,
None
no,
of
see,
my
that's
boys
just
associated.
the thing is like if anything actually fucking happens and shit goes sideways, none of us are ever probably gonna fucking talk again. The only people you're gonna
I
talk
mean,
to are the people
one
that are
would
around you, the people that are
one
within
would
fucking touch and distance, you know?
one would
I'm-
hope that the nomads would at least end up getting to talk to you guys all.
No, I mean if like shit goes real fucking sideways, like the fucking country collapse and everything, people are fucking shooting each other and shit. You know, like I'm not traveling to Arkansas. I ain't gonna be
Yeah,
in
I'm not
Florida.
taking
I ain't gonna be in
Yeah, we
Tennessee.
can vacation after that. It'll
Yeah,
be
like,
fine. But I mean, like,
all that matters is your bubble, which is
We're
why
not going to be doing the Great Patton March across the country to reinforce forces in Michigan.
Yeah,
You know, it's
yeah.
not going to happen. We're going to be. I mean,
This isn't gonna
I'm
be
in
a
Texas. I got a hard
weekend
enough time
at
driving
Burning
across the fucking state.
Yeah,
You drive 8 hours in Texas, you're still in fucking Texas.
That's the beauty of the boogaloos. That's the beauty.
Oh yeah,
got
no,
Idaho-
you don't have
I-
to tell me that, Ben. I lived in Texas, all over it.
I've got Idaho and Utah. Talk about from the border of Canada to goddamn New Mexico.
Like, I give a shit about reaching out to my surrounding, like people in like surrounding areas, but
yeah,
that's different. Like, if everything does go to hell, we may see them, but we're not gonna see y'all.
Yeah.
Well,
So all I care about is
I
like,
mean, Ben's in Texas, so maybe.
I mean, honestly, if I, when shit goes, if shit hits the fan, and I see a large column of opposing forces moving towards Arkansas, I'm going to hit you up and be like, "Hey, there's a big fucking tank convoy headed your way."
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there is going to be interesting if it's still connected.
yeah,
If the methods of communication are still open, we'll try to communicate with each other.
Of
But
course
that's-
we would.
But I mean that's just because that's just basic human decency.
human
Right.
decency, and
Because we're all in this
strategy.
together.
It's strategy, really. But obviously, we all know that there will come a day that grid or that method of communication will be completely shut down.
We'll be
And I
using
do-
carrier pigeons and smoke signals.
Well,
I do think it will be important to establish a network that allows some sort of communication at that point.
Yeah, that's
One
what I was
person at
saying.
a time,
I was like,
folks.
we
One
could get all fucking like cyberpunk and build our own and shit like that.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, this is
it's gonna be
but,
ghetto,
like, to be specific of what I'm talking
In
about though
Minecraft.
is when it comes. I think the most important thing when it comes to like drama and shit and people like attacking each other and everything is like the only people that really matter, that really matter, are the people that you can meet in person and you can reach out and touch and you can fucking be at their house and you can eat dinner with their fucking
Yeah.
family and you can practice with and shit. Like
Yeah.
that, if you don't have that situation sorted, that's all that matters. Everything else is secondary. Everything else is fucking, whatever. Me going on shows is not anywhere as important as my local boys. And I think a lot of people like put the forest, before the fucking trees on that, and they focus way much more on like, what is Mike Dunn doing? What's the Hibiscus Society doing in Texas? That's my business. I get all mad about that. To where it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing locally? Who are your people?
Yeah.
Who do you trust?
Anybody
Who
wants to
matters
know what
you?
I'm doing in Texas? It's none of your fucking business.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Look,
That's
go to my
I mean, unless you're
webpage. Check out my.
unless
go
you're
to my-
gonna
go to my
show
shit.
them
Fucking-
I used to live in Texas for 7 months. I got some boys out there in Dallas.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I was supposed to go to Dallas and then go meet Nate out there in Arizona, but I had to cancel everything because a lot of shit is going on.
That's understandable. I'll put it out there. I'm in the DFW area, so if you're ever in the area,
Oh
fucking
yeah,
hit me up.
well, if you're familiar with
fuck
DFW, I
yeah.
used to live in Euless. So
Oh, okay.
I
I know
was
exactly. Yeah,
I was
yeah,
actually
I know where that is.
Ben. I was driving the Dallas when I got arrested.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah. So
Actually.
not
Yeah,
to
that's where I was. That's where I was headed for a girl.
Okay, hold on. Wait, what's up, Magnus?
Yeah, no, not to be the host for this real quick, but I do have to go shortly, and I would like to talk about the Atlanta event because that's really important. So
Yes.
I don't know.
absolutely, and I
Kids
gotta
and
go too.
cages.
So it'd be
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're actually
gotta-
gonna get some
I gotta go
people
get some
to come on
food.
and talk about that at length here in a little while too. Next week.
Next
sweet,
week, cool.
sweet.
Yeah, just because that's gone public. I'm just trying to get everybody that can go there to go there. I can't show up. I would fucking love to. I would need like 500 fucking bucks to afford a fucking plane ticket and missing work, and that's just not gonna happen. And I ain't gonna ask nobody for that. So I can't show up. I hope a bunch of other people do. It'll be dope. I hit up the Atlanta John Brown Gun Club. I hit up Atlanta Antifa. I hit up Atlanta BLM. And I was like, hey, y'all are welcome. Show up if you want to. Let's fucking get these fucking kids out of these fucking cages. You know?
I can't promise.
When is it?
It's
for me.
It's the again. There's going to be Florida boys there, so you might want to link up with them, Marcus. But I think it's like the 20th or the 22nd. Someone check on that. But it's in Atlanta at the Ice Attainment Center in Atlanta.
Okay.
And they're showing up like full kit, Hawaiian and everything. And we've invited anyone else who wants to fucking show up. And I'm going to try to talk to other people to get there.
I feel like an asshole, but I already told Dan I was going to Texas.
Texas.
Go to Texas and then Atlanta and then back to
no. No.
Aren't they?
No. I don't do flying, and it's not that I don't like flying. I love flying. I just don't like the NSA and the weirdo assholes that are there.
See, I can't fly.
Too many fucking cameras in those places for my comfort.
Fuck that. Fuck that. I hate flying.
Our Vanguard guy from Florida is going to the ICE Atlanta. So I'll get you in touch with him if you want to link up with me about that.
Yeah, you guys can all fucking carpool together and shit. Those are nice and easy.
I can't promise it yet because I'm not sure like financially, but if I can go, I'm going to try to go myself too.
Okay, that'd be awesome.
And then
I mean, I can't promise I'm going to go like that. I gotta fucking move. I'm in the process of fucking moving and shit. But I'm gonna try to head out there. You know, try to show.
If people can make it, cool. Like again though, like. When we showed up to Lansing for our protest, there was literally 6 of us and nobody else was there. That's fine. If that event turns out to be 5 Boogaloo boys standing outside of an ICE detention center and fucking screaming at the air, at least we tried because no one else is doing anything.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the fucking fair weather leftist motherfuckers have given up on even talking about the ICE detention camps. You know, and that's something.
Well, now the kids in cages are their dude's fault.
Yeah,
they're opening up expanded facilities, which is just more cages for kids.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and like even you know when I went on Convo Couch, when I went on Nico House, when I went on all of these like progressive, like liberal Bernie Sanders motherfucker like podcasts, they said explicitly to me that what they like about us is nobody's saying Breonna Taylor's name, but we are. Nobody's talking about George. Yeah. But we are. These people aren't talking about fucking, you know, ICE detention camps anymore. But we are, and I plan to keep that rolling. I will be perfectly happy to be the only armed fucking idiot outside of an ICE camp with a rifle. I'll be happy to be the only person protesting police brutality anymore. I'll go out alone.
Well, to be fair, too, do you know how many more names we have to say even since those names were said?
We've run out of places on the flag. We can't even add more people to the fucking flag anymore. The flag is full of fucking victims.
It's crazy. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
There's been more murders by police officers than there is mass murderers. I mean, it's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad we got to talk about that. I hope fucking that event goes well. I'm gonna keep shilling it everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm glad all this is over and we can just move the fuck on. And
yeah.
Hopefully this keeps rolling. I'm trying my best to keep the ball rolling. I'm literally missing work to go on podcasts to talk about all of y'all. I'm fucking trying to tag y'all. And like anytime anyone asks me a question, like, hey, who's in Texas? Who's in Virginia? Who's in blah, blah, blah? I tag fucking people. I'm trying to keep this ball rolling. So I really hope that keeps going. And I hope that we remain like the fucking tip of the spear on all of this.
We will. Trust me. And Magnus, I think you did a great job on InfoWars, man. I you know, that was 2 thumbs up, man. If I could give you 3, I'll give you 3. You know, that was great.
For me, it'll be good.
It was just explaining. You know what I mean? It just
Why
represented
is there always a penis?
It represented us as a good, as something better than what everybody's been telling me. Oh, you're white supremacists, we're new Nazi groups, and all this bullshit. So I'm glad that you were able to have the opportunity to get on there and explain that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna keep trying. Like I said, I want to get back on Jimmy Dore, talk about the ICE camps. I know I'm gonna go back on Misty, which she's like a pretty nice, well-known progressive activist, to talk about it. So I'm gonna try to get people down there because I think Just like how Ohio Henry's event where they had like BLM and UPG and Antifa from all across the country showed up to Ohio, and that was like that blew the world's fucking mind. They're like, "Oh, you guys are all here together. That's crazy. I can't believe that." If we could have that same thing happen with 10 times the fucking people and us be the people that put that event on, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, I want something from the chat. AW. Like I said, I can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to make it yet or not. But if I am able to, I could swing north a little bit and pick you up and bring you with me. So just like, man.
Like I said, if fucking people want to help people get there, that'd be cool. I'll never fucking ask that.
Carpooling is awesome.
I'll never ask that, but if people want to throw fucking bills for gas and shit to help people get there, dope. You know, I'm not going to be able to show up because the amount of money that would require for me to get there, I'll never fucking ask for it. So,
everybody in the comments needs to understand that any penny counts, man. If you can fund the movement, man, go ahead and fund the movement. $5, $1, $2, you know what I'm saying? Anything counts, man. Anything counts.
Yeah, I saw Nathaniel. I saw that dude. He's so fucking dumb. He takes everything out of context. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And nobody understands the fucking Rittenhouse situation. I don't even want to talk about it. It's the stupidest conversation that goes on, dude.
Fuck Kyle Rittenhouse. Fuck all that shit.
That's a whole bunch of shit that shouldn't have fucking happened.
Dude. It's so fucking dumb. Literally, like they blew up this big drama because I literally said in a tweet that I don't think he should have been there. He was a stupid kid. The militia fucking chuds he showed up with are all dumb, but he had a right to defend himself. And then this guy goes on Jimmy Dore and he's like, Magnus is a fucking Kyle Rittenhouse supporter and he fucking loves him and he talks positively about him all the time. It's like,
oh Jesus,
what the fuck?
Do you not see the pictures of this kid fucking standing in blue, like thin blue line flags all over his fucking body? And like, no.
The thing is, why hasn't nobody stepped up and said, oh, I was the one that sent that kid over there? You know, I don't know.
Right, yeah, exactly. What happened to all those grown-ass militia dudes, like fucking in their 30s and 40s? They ditched him. They
fucking ditched him. They're like, fuck this kid, we're out.
Like,
fucking
all you
so fucked up.
All you motherfuckers, dude. Like, are you kidding me? You left a fucking child in a riot with a rifle. All of you motherfuckers are dead to me. You hope I don't ever find your name.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
Fuck you, dude.
Running his.
But okay, I don't want to talk about
topic.
No.
I'll talk about this for months.
No, we're done. No.
Yeah, and I think, does anybody else here have anything else that they want to say on this matter, or do you think it's pretty much time to put it to bed?
Hashtag challenge Joe Rogan.
Hashtag. Can I just say fuck Mike Dunn one more time?
Last time. The last time you can say it. Just use your pass right now. You have exactly 15 seconds.
No, you
Go ahead, Tommy. Go ahead. Enjoy.
Okay.
Enjoy it.
Fuck Mike Dunn. Fuck Mike Dunn.
Okay. All right, you're done. No more.
I'm done now.
Get it out of your fucking.
He is now. He shall not be mentioned.
5. Now, if anybody out there has a different side of this story that they want to talk about and share,
I'm not even dealing with it anymore.
Yeah, I'm done too.
I don't. Well, yeah, you guys, that's fine. But like, we're not here to just be your platform. We're here to be other people's. platform.
No.
Yeah, well, let's.
So
anybody
out here. So if anybody out there that's watching or anything like that, if you know somebody who wants to talk about this, who needs to talk about this, or have any evidence or anything like that, get into our social media down there and or into the comments, or send us an email at contact@madliberteaparty.com, and we'll deal with it. We'll get it. We'll figure out what's going on, because that's my goal here. Like, I love each and every one of you, and I like giving everybody a chance to talk and shit like that. But we need more voices out there, and if people have differing opinions, I'm gonna fucking put those people's opinions out there too, and I'll probably bang on everybody's opinions to figure out. I mean, everybody's opinion is probably going to be partially wrong.
Probably.
I hate to be an asshole. But in my experience, including my own opinion, is usually at least partially wrong.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But we are individualists, and we do have many fucking voices, and these are not the only voices out there, because I know that there's probably some of you that want to speak, but you don't know how, or you don't have a platform or whatever like that. Reach out to people, make contact. People will fucking help you, and you don't have to have the same fucking voice. Because, like, I mean, I've literally told some of the people in this fucking chat that I thought they were. I've said some shit. I'm not always the nicest dude, because I'm
Yeah,
like, well,
no.
this looks like fucking bullshit.
I
Why
get
the
it.
fuck
No,
would you
I
fucking
just
do that?
I just want to clarify, Mike. I wasn't trying to say anybody should be shut up or not. Me personally, especially me of all people, I'm done with it. Magnus is done with
Yeah.
it. Like it's
I know
just like
Mando's done with
move
it.
on.
Like, we're just done
Yeah,
with
like yeah.
I'm
So I
like,
just wanted to
easy for y'all
reemphasize
to
that.
say. Like, I have to keep the door open now because it's been put on the
Wow.
table just long enough to make sure that everybody gets their say.
To speak for myself also, because and this is something I always conduct myself this way, and Mike, I think you do too, and sometimes it bites us in the ass. But if someone ever thinks like that there's been a decision made, or a collective group decision made, or something that's not been cast in the right light, and there's new evidence for it, there's like actual evidence that breaks the narrative of what we already do, then yes, somebody come to me and let me know what you have.
Yeah,
Because,
absolutely. Feel free to reach out to any of us here. I think would be open to
Exactly.
that.
We're just like, when it comes, all we're saying is like, we don't want to talk about it in the chats, and we're not going to talk about it publicly. If you want to
Yeah.
reach out to someone privately and shit, whatever. But we're done with
Yeah.
it publicly. We're done with that whole fucking situation.
yeah, but
Right.
if someone has something real, any of us are willing to listen to anybody. You know, if you have something real to bring, then yeah, hit me up. If I'm at work, it might be 5.5 hours before I respond to you, but I will. So,
Yeah. Sometimes I sleep, so.
Yeah, I slept today, and I got a lot of. And everybody's mad at me for sleeping. Finally, I don't sleep for 2 days, and then everybody's mad at me for
Nobody's
sleeping.
mad at you
Jeez.
for sleeping. They were just mad at you when you woke up.
No,
Man,
well,
I'm an
yeah,
old
that's
man.
fair.
I'm an old guy, bro. I need my sleep, man. Fuck.
Oh man.
All right, I'm a pop out though. I love being able to talk to all y'all.
Honestly, like, we've been going at this for a couple hours, and everybody's like pretty much gotten it out of their system and discussed it and kicked the dead horse and everything like that. So, if you guys agree with this stuff, you like this stuff, you hate this stuff, you disagree with this stuff, get down in the comments, hit us up on social media. I mean, don't yell at me for anybody else's opinion, because I'm just going to tell you my opinion and then call you a moron. But like, there's Twitters and stuff down there. You can yell at them individually. But if you want to yell at me, that's fine too. But just make sure it's aimed at me. I'm not gonna take Magnus's messages or spread or pass them along, or Tommy or Ben, and I hope they wouldn't do that either. So you guys hit us up individually or whatever.
Yeah, I put my Twitter on there if anybody wants to hit me up on Twitter.
Yeah, and if you guys want to go in, if you got, you did, okay, I'll add that in post production. But like, if you guys want to get a chance to talk or whatever, hit me up. If you have some shit, hit me up. And like, if you would like to join the team here and help us run episodes, be on episodes, do fucking cop watching, cover protests, or anything else, you can help us out with social media. You can help us out with graphics. We can find something for you guys to help us do. Hit us up in the social media stuff, or get over in the Matrix, and we'll talk to you about it. And even if you don't know what you want to do, we can find something that you can enjoy doing. Also, if you don't have any time, you guys can toss money at us, either with your filthy white market shit or your pretty gray and black stuff. We have a coin tree for all this fucking crypto and everything like that and everything. All of our links are there. And after we pay for our internet presence, we end up just putting it all back into the movement, which means we don't have a savings. We're poor. But we do make sure that it goes to people, whatever we can find out that people need. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
And
Yeah, the most important thing is just to be active. Get out there. If you can't get out there, just do what you can to get the message out and to
and make
help
sure
the
that you guys
movement.
show up and have these conversations with us and ask questions and stuff like that and make comments and share it and like it. If you're still here, please like it. If you don't like it, fuck your dad, but still.
fuck your dad.
Fuck your dad.
I hate this shit. Why the fuck are you here then?
I'll hit you up tomorrow, Mike. But I want to help set up our trial run for the UVA stream with me and the Antifa ladies. I want
That's cool.
You know what you're doing with all of this, and I've never fucking live streamed anything in my life, so
it's
I
fun.
have your XBA expertise. But we're gonna start our own podcast here soon.
It'll be fun.
But tomorrow
this
sometime.
Weekend, I'm probably gonna do like a short episode during the day tomorrow, but I don't have anything planned until Monday, which is obviously Spilling the liberTEA, where we do the news. And I'm trying to set something up on Tuesday, but it's not solid yet, so I'll tell you about it tomorrow, probably, maybe, or not.
Is that our debate?
Actually, I was gonna ask you guys if you guys would wait until next week to do that with me, because everything kind of got hectic. Yeah.
You mean next Tuesday or the week after?
Like not this Tuesday, but the next Tuesday.
That's cool.
Okay, sounds good.
I'm not looking. I don't debate well. I'm usually like, well, let's talk about it.
Yeah, Master Clud. It'll all be up on Mike's YouTube.
Yeah,
like encodes and shit.
Probably. I'll figure it out. But anyways, we've got some stuff coming into place for tomorrow or for next week, and we'll keep you guys updated as we go. Until I see you guys tomorrow, I guess. You guys stay safe and always be free, and don't fucking sacrifice the freedom for the safety. That's bad. Bad.
Fuck the state, bro.
Bad.
Fuck the state.
I'll get the spray bottle at you and shit.
Toodles.
Toodles. Love you all.
Until Monday, this episode of Stirring the Redacted.